Hi writers, Megan Barnhart here, and it's my check-in for day 11 of my first NaNoWriMo. I didn't think I was going to write today. I didn't plan on writing today. I was kind of taking the day as it came. It's Sunday, so I was enjoying just taking a rest, having some time off. I got into like a super organized, like declutter space and was kind of doing that all day. And I was going back and forth. I was like, oh, I just passed my halfway mark. I'm feeling really good. I'm a little bit worried if I don't write, I'll lose my momentum. I'm also really looking forward to being done before I go see my family for Thanksgiving. And I was just kind of sitting with that, like, will I write? Will I not write? But I was okay. Like I had let go. I'm like, I'm totally fine if I don't end up writing today. And I was standing and stirring polenta. And I wonder if this happens to you, if you're doing something like really meditative, like washing dishes, taking a shower. So I'm standing there like stirring polenta. You're just glued to it. When you make polenta, like you're not supposed to leave it alone. Just standing there. And boom, an idea for a scene popped into my mind. And I immediately knew it was going to be the final chapter of the book. So I was like, I may as well just get in and write this. And what I did was to forget about trying to hit 2,000 words. I didn't care how long I wrote. I just wanted to get down this thought so I didn't lose it. And I ended up writing, let's see, ended up writing just over 1,200 words in about 30 minutes. So, you know, it's not it's not the 2000 that I've been like really pushing myself to achieve. But it's a great chapter. I'm really happy with it. And you got a glimpse of my draft. I don't know what chapter number it will be by the time I get there. So it's just called Last Chapter. Oh, look, it was really 1217 words. I didn't put a space between those. All right. So the tip I want to give you today is how you can write your last chapter. And why to do it earlier, why not to wait to do it very last thing. Okay, so the very first thing I recommend is that you figure out what you want the tone and the feel of your last chapter to be. Not tone, what you want the mood of your last chapter to be. So this is something you're going to get from the mission statement of your book. If you're not sure how to build a mission statement, check out Recipe for Outlining. I walk you through a step-by-step process. But you should have a good sense of the feel readers should walk away with. You know, maybe that's like, oh, I want them to be sad. Maybe it's like, oh, I want them to have like an, oh, how sweet moment. Whatever it is, you get to decide how readers should feel. And in like general terms, you can kind of break that down into like feeling good, feeling bad, or, you know, something neutral. You know, it might be scary, it might be creeped out. There's, you know, on the bad spectrum, there are a lot of different ways people could feel bad. They could feel scared, they could feel distraught, you know, they could feel angry, whatever. But you can kind of use that really simplistic way of thinking about your final scene to just get really clear on like, okay, happy ending, sad ending, kind of neutral ending, or, you know, some kind of question. Then from there, you can think through what would be a really key place or activity that would like bring people back to something important. If you've read Recipe for Drafting, you've heard the story of a fantasy author I was working with, and she was feeling like her final scene was really lackluster. And I asked her, well, you know, what would that, there was a secondary character she felt was kind of like not getting this great ending. And I was like, well, what would be her fantasy ending? Like, what would she love to be doing at that moment? And a light bulb went off, and the author was like, oh, it would be this, you know, and can we make that possible? Yes. And then she's going to get this ending where, because that character's like big life goal comes true, we're going to know that things end well for her. So if you can take your readers back to, again, a place or an activity that is really significant, that will feel like an ending. And it's hard to write a good ending, right? Sometimes you just keep writing. You're like, it doesn't seem like it's all tied up. It doesn't, you know, I took care of all the plot points and everything was solved, but it just doesn't feel like the right moment to end on. So I'll give you an example of what that looks like. My story starts on a train. And a train is very symbolic, right? Because it's taking you to your destination. And what happens in the opening of the book is that the girls are on this train. Things do not go well. They have to get off the train. And what that really means is the whole trajectory of their lives has been, like, it's been derailed. So, right? They think they're going this way, and then there's like a huge direction change. So for the final chapter of the book, I wanted to have them back on that train, and this time they're actually going to be moving in the right direction. And then I thought, okay, do I want to have them reach their destination? And I don't, because I know that they will still as characters be feeling uncertain, and I know that because of what's happened to them and because they're going into a whole new normal, that the reader won't feel that certainty either. So I wanted to make sure I gave you that scene again. If they're on the train and this time things are going to go to plan, but there's still a little bit of uncertainty. You don't see them arrive, and it's got that idea of, hey, life is still a journey. You can't quite predict it. So you, for your story, can ask, what's that significant place or what's that significant activity that would signal, okay, things are really coming to this ending point, either because it's what my characters wanted and needed, or because it's like the last thing they wanted and needed, again, depending on whether you're writing that happy ending or that unhappy ending. So I mentioned I recommend writing your final chapter earlier on. I like doing this for a couple reasons. One, it's really comforting to know I have something to write up to. If I get discouraged, if I feel like I want to give up, it's like, but I already have the ending chapter. I don't want that to just sit there doing nothing. I may as well write up to it. It's like this friendly, welcoming, beckoning thing. But in addition, if things come up in your final chapter that you didn't plan and that you really like, you can incorporate those elements into your story because you already know you want them in the end. And then you're like, oh, so let me plant a seed earlier on to give a character this skill or this experience or something else so that it will be even richer at the end. So it's a great opportunity to plant seeds earlier on. All right, that is the update for today. I hope you are having a great NaNo. I hope your writing is going well, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are your wins? What are your challenges? Let me know. And if you like this video, please do subscribe, share it with a friend, and I will catch you next time. All right, as always, I wish you happy writing.